and welcome to Startup Central. I'm Nayantara. This is the only show of its kind on Indian television dedicated, of course, to startups, innovation, technology, disruption, entrepreneurship. Basically, if it falls under the gambit of the new economy, it's going to be here on your favorite channel, ET Now, every weekday at sharp 6 p.m. Allow us to gloat a little bit, but we at ET Now got it bang on target when we told you that Dipinder Goyal and Zomato are hoping to replicate the magic and success of their first ever investor, Sanjeev Bikhchandani and Info Edge India. So despite losses ballooning in the quarter gone by, revenue's gone up, and Dipinder Goyal, the big man at Zomato, has made it public they will be investing in other startups. And like we told you at ET Now, it's as per script. Zomato has invested about $100 million in CureFit for more than a 6% stake. It's invested more than 300 crore rupees in Magicpin for a 16% stake, and more than 500 crore rupees for an 8% stake in Shiprocket. And now we get to an ET Now exclusive. It is with Magicpin, the new investee company of Zomato. And joining us now is Brij, the co-founder, and he also works as the COO at Magicpin. Brij, welcome to ET Now. First up, how does it feel? You're now part of Zomato's investee profile, and pretty much the first ones there.
That's right, Taran, thank you so much for the best wishes. As you mentioned, we are part of Zomato has invested in Magicpin, and this investment puts us in great place for the upcoming growth that we are planning for.
Okay, so Dipinder Goyal had of course joined the board of Magicpin back in July. I don't know if the conversation started back then, if that was also the intent to have him inducted on the board and take it forward from there. But how do things change for Magicpin from now on?
So when we started Magicpin about 6 years back, right, our objective was to build a platform that can help millions of small merchants in India drive demand to their stores. So if you open a store, the biggest problem is how do I get customers to visit my store and spend? So that is what we have been building for the last 6 years. And the investment from Zomato actually helps us turbocharge that growth. The advantage of having Dipinder and Zomato team with us is that beyond capital, they also bring in a lot of expertise, understanding of what it takes to build large consumer platforms. And to us, that is one of the big reasons why we wanted to partner with Zomato, and we are so excited to have them on board with us.
Now, it's official. Dipinder Goyal has made it official, whether it's in a previous interview or the blog post that we've seen post the earnings, that these investments where Zomato behaves like a 10 cent, for example, could be a precursor to a merger. Is that the case also with Magicpin?
See, the market is massive, right? If you talk about just the Magicpin opportunity, right? The retail space goes from anywhere between $800 billion in India to $1 trillion. The number of merchants are anywhere between $20 to $50 million. There are multiple numbers floating around. Magicpin is a very small part yet. Even though we are the largest player, we are still very small. So that journey of building a large company has just started. So we are just completely focused on how do we scale the company out? How do we make sure we solve the problem of millions of small retailers in this country? And fortunately for us, Zomato has the same worldview about what Magicpin and Zomato partnership can do and solve the problem for all of these small merchants.
Brij, you haven't answered my question. Can there be a merger going forward?
See, the market is massive, and I think the merger, partnership, selling out to other investors usually is a factor of what do you see as a future opportunity. Zomato has taken a minority ownership. We are, along with Zomato, truly committed to building a massive company. And that for that, the capital and the knowledge that Zomato is sharing is more than sufficient. We are 6 years into building Magicpin, right? This journey will probably take another decade or so.
Okay, I get your point. So you're basically saying you're going to wait down the line to see if it makes sense to have a merger that'll fold under Zomato. But with Dipinder Goyal, who's already been on the board since July, and the 16% stake that a listed company Zomato is taking, you will have to provide an exit at some point.
I think if the opportunity is there and if the company is massive, Zomato's exit has multiple avenues, right? They are investing as a financial investor. We already have some of the largest VCs on our capital table. So opportunity of exits are there. It can even be a public listing.
The IPO rush that's happening, why will any startup or a future unicorn not dream of joining that party on the Lal Street? But Brij, you know what I also wanted to understand from you is that are you saying that Zomato's investment in Magicpin, with it taking a 16% stake, is purely financial? It's not strategic. There are no synergies as such?
The opportunities exist in terms of learning from how Zomato has scaled a large consumer company in India. Beyond that, it is capital, right? And so capital combination of what their expertise is, how this investment is being viewed. For us, we get capital and the knowledge that Zomato's team bring in. So I won't say there is anything beyond that for now. The opportunity for Magicpin exists, right? It's a large market, as I've said previously. We are just extremely excited about having them with us and helping us build this company into a much larger company than what it today is.
So tell us more about Magicpin. You started the journey 6 years ago. I've interviewed, more than once your co-founder Anshu. So tell us more about Magicpin. You folks had left Lightspeed to start this journey. How has it been the last 6 years?
Oh, it's been super exciting, right? I was telling a friend of mine that the biggest advantage of building your own company is you're super excited to come and work every day. It doesn't feel like a job. It's a massive problem. You feel excited every day coming and building this company out. In last 6 years, we have grown from a concept, right, to now the largest savings platform for retail in India. We have more than 6 million customers, more than 6 million transactions every month. Lakhs of customers doing those transactions. All those transactions are then going to more than nearly 2 lakh partner merchants. So that amount of impact that we have created in 6 years is very gratifying. And as I was saying earlier, right, this is still very early days. This whole market, like we are at 200,000 partner merchants. There are 30 to 40 million partner merchants in India. So much of work still to be done, but super exciting to be building this company along with Anshu and the rest of the Magicpin team.
From the market's perspective, Brij, I wanted to also ask you this one question. Dipinder Goyal's already been on the board, right, as an independent director since the month of July. Will Zomato get more board seats?
No, I think the board seat construct remains the same. So Zomato will have that one board seat. That construct doesn't change.
Okay, so Dipinder Goyal stays an independent director and Zomato gets one more board seat.
So Dipinder Goyal will join as the Zomato representative on the board. So he will not have the independent board seat. Okay. He will join as the representative of Zomato.
Is it at all possible that because you've got Zomato on board, it's a large investment, and you've got other marquee investors, you've got the likes of Bejul Somaya also on your board from Lightspeed and this, that. Will you have to pivot at all? Will you have to change your business model? Can there be anything like that? Or this is actually the way this being said, that this is Zomato behaving like Tencent and making financial investments?
So there is no change in what we are doing. In fact, that's the best part, right? Zomato, Dipinder has known us for a while, right? And Dipinder was also a director. He has seen the business that we are building, the opportunity that is for us to exploit, right? So what we are doing is really unique and different versus other companies in the country. And Zomato fundamentally believes that what they did for food, Magicpin can do it for not just food, but outside categories, fashion, electronics, beauty, pharma, and help millions of retailers. So what we are doing will just continue to do. This capital will help us accelerate and scale faster.
Okay. So you're basically trying to say they have the conviction and the faith as well.
Yeah.
You've been saying that this market can be anywhere up to $1 trillion the Indian retail market is $1 trillion opportunity. You're of course chasing the subsect of that, about $250 billion. If I did hear the numbers on that. Future plans, what are they?
So yes, the future plans are twofold. One, just expand Magicpin presence across the country. Right, we are currently in 50 cities. We'll go across and open Magicpin, allow customers to save across as many cities as possible in the country. And second is also to give more saving options to customers outside of the current categories we are present in. So two categories that we are really excited about is fashion, electronics. Both of these categories we'll double down on, and then help FMCG and grocery retailers as well. So the capital raise will help us expand in new markets and go out and expand the category of opportunities that our customers have.
So you're going to expand more cities, double down on fashion, technology, and I heard that magical word that everybody talks about, e-grocery. Bernstein is on record to say that that is the largest possible growth segment within e-commerce, the biggest opportunity. What can we expect?
So on the grocery front, we are already working with many small grocers. So the difference versus other platforms when it comes to Magicpin is that we enable the small grocer to actually encourage the customers to come and shop more at their stores versus, let's say, the online options. So that is what is totally unique about our opportunity and what we are offering to the small retailers. We allow them to compete with the larger e-commerce players. We allow them to get customers to visit their store, an option that is not existing for these retailers. And so this proposition is already seeded in the grocery space, and we are looking to double down with this investment.
But this space is also really heating up, whether you've got an Amazon, whether you've got a Flipkart, whether you've got a Reliance, whether you've now, even have Zomato along with Grofers, Swiggy. Is it a many winner take all market? You're also within that seeing a big propensity for quick commerce. Indians seem to like to want things super fast, unlike other geographies.
Yeah. No, so there is opportunity in Nayantara here of multiple players, right? And I can talk about how we see, right, as Magicpin. For us, grocery is one of the categories. It is not the only category we operate in. We operate in food, we operate in fashion, electronics, pharma, grocery, beauty. So we are cross category. For us, the proposition is how do we help the small retailer compete when there are a lot of online options available? And second, how do we get customers to save more across categories? So for us, it is a multi-category play. Yes, there is competition in the grocery space, but eventually there won't be one winner. There'll be multiple ways in which customers will save on grocery, and the grocery retailers or grocery manufacturers will be able to access the customers. It's just such a large market, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's less than 1% penetration, if I can remember that Bernstein note from the top of my head. And I've read that note many, many times. So you're going to be in several categories. And I'll make this my final question. Allow me to come back to it. Now the belief is that, while food is core and centric for Zomato, is going to behave like a logistics player as well. It's going to add more categories. Is that what Magicpin is going to be helpful in?
I think I will just close by saying what Magicpin does, right? We go beyond food. We allow savings across categories. And I think that's where there is an opportunity for us to be a very large company. And Zomato has said so also, that what Zomato did in food, what Magicpin can actually do it for other categories for small retailers.
And these last final word, if you had a dhamaka of a festive season, how was it for you folks at Magicpin? Was it easy getting the promotions? Because at the end of the day, we've also seen inflation, whether it's transitory or structural is a different debate.
Yeah. No, actually, this Diwali was very good, like much better than the last year. I think generally the confidence and the sentiment in the market is back. Customers are going back and spending, and the retailer sentiment is very high, like much better than last year. Like after the first wave, last year, same time around, there was still a bit of skepticism in the mind of retailers. This time, despite a worse second wave, the sentiment, the amount of spending that's happening in the market is much higher, almost 30 to 40% higher than the last year. And I think that's what is reflecting in our business growth as well. This October was one of the best Diwali season that we have done in the last 5-6 years. So we are very excited about what can happen in the future, right? And especially with the offline market coming back, customers coming back and spending, retailers actually also investing in future growth. That positions us really well to really turbocharge and grow into a very large company soon.
And with that, Brij, all the very best. It's a big, big day for all you folks at Magicpin. You already had a very impressive cap table. It's only getting more impressive. You've been around for 6 years, and like you said, you're going to use Zomato to turbocharge all your plans and enter more cities and categories.
Thank you so much, Nayantara. I appreciate it.